All right, ready to dive into a world of happy pups and purring kittens? We're tackling pet boarding websites today. Specifically, how to make yours the best it can be if you're running a business in Logan, Australia. We found this awesome guide from Site Design and Now W, their local web designers, and it's packed with good stuff. So get ready to talk virtual tours, the power of testimonials, and why focusing on safety can actually get you more bookings.
It's all about building that trust right from the first click on the website.
Totally. So first up, virtual tours. I mean, think about it. If you were going to leave your fur baby somewhere, wouldn't you want to peek inside first?
That's like having your doors open 24/7 but online. You can show off those awesome kennels, the play areas, anything that makes your place special.
And don't forget, it's 2024. Everyone's on their phones, tablets. Got to make sure that tour looks good on everything.
Oh, for sure. Got to reach those pet parents who are booking on the go.
All right, so they've seen the place virtually. Now, how do we convince them to actually book?
Service listings. Got to nail those.
It's where you answer the big question, right? Like, why should I pick you over all the other places?
Exactly. Don't just say, we feed the dogs. You got to paint a picture of their whole day. Talk about schedules, playtime, extra stuff like grooming.
It's like you're creating the ultimate pet vacation package online.
And keep it easy to read. Bullet points, headings, maybe some cute pet pics sprinkled in there.
Ooh, yeah, gotta have the visuals.
Makes a big difference.
And you know what else makes a difference? Online booking.
Oh, tell me about it.
Who has time for phone tag these days? Click, click, boom, your cat's all set, anytime, anywhere.
Plus, think of the time it saves you, less phone calls, more time for the actual pets.
Exactly. And speaking of making things easy, those automated reminders and confirmations are a lifesaver.
For sure. But got to make sure that system is super secure too, especially in Australia. Lots of regulations around online payments.
Absolutely. Pet parents are trusting you with a lot, not just their furry friends, but their payment info too.
It's like that secure system isn't just a feature, it's part of how trustworthy you seem.
Totally agree. And speaking of trust, let's talk testimonials.
Oh, testimonials are gold, pure gold. You know, most people read online reviews before they buy anything these days.
Makes sense. We all want to see what other people are saying.
Exactly. And for pet parents, it's like seeing those happy stories from other pet owners, that can make them hit the book button.
It's social proof, right? Like, if other pets loved it, mine will too.
Yep. And put those testimonials everywhere, sprinkle them throughout the site, maybe even a whole dedicated page.
All right, so we've got the fun stuff covered, the tours, the services, all those happy reviews. But we got to talk about the worries too.
You mean like safety and health info?
Yep, the stuff that keeps the pet parents up at night.
This is where you really show how much you care. Be upfront about vaccinations, any health checks you do, what happens in an emergency.
It's like saying, hey, we got this. Your pup's in good paws.
Exactly. And maybe even go a step further. Have an FAQ specifically for safety stuff.
It's like answering those what-if questions before they even have to ask.
And that shows you're not just knowledgeable, but you're thinking about what pet parents need to know.
Awesome. So we've covered a lot of ground already. Virtual tours, service listings, online booking, those glowing testimonials, and how to handle safety concerns. We've laid a solid foundation, but there's more to explore. Stick around because in the rest of this deep dive, we're going to take these basics and level them up. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, so we've got those essentials down. Virtual tours, the service listings, online booking, and of course, those awesome testimonials. Plus, how important it is to address those safety concerns. Pet parents need that peace of mind.
We've got the core of a great site now. But let's be honest, there are tons of pet boarding places out there, all with websites. How do we make this one stand out, really grab those pet parents' attention?
Well, I know I'm always on my phone for everything. Booking appointments, checking stuff out. I bet pet parents are the same way.
You're totally right. Mobile first world these days. Imagine someone's at the park, their dog's having a blast, and it hits them, oh, shoot, got a book boarding for that trip next month. If your site's a pain to use on their phone, you just lost a customer.
So mobile friendly is a must. Got it. But how do we make it mobile friendly? Is there like a special trick?
It's called responsive design. Basically, the website adapts to whatever screen it's on.
Yeah.
Phone, tablet, giant desktop. It all looks good and works right.
Makes sense. Nobody wants to be zooming in and out just to read the basics. And speaking of basics, it can't just look good. It's got to be fast, too. I'm the worst. If a website takes too long to load, I'm out of there.
Oh, I feel that. And it's not just us being impatient. Studies show even a 1-second delay can mean people leave.
Wow, 1 second. That's crazy.
Yep. So fast loading times, that's key for a good user experience.
Okay, so fast looks good on phones. What else makes a website easy to use?
Think of it like a map, right? Clear signs, everything's where you'd expect it. That's your website navigation. Got to guide people what they want.
I like that analogy. So clear labels, easy to find things.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to use the search bar, too. People like that.
Makes sense. Sometimes you just want to type in exactly what you need.
And hey, while we're talking about being easy on the eyes,
Yeah.
visuals, got to have them.
Oh, I love visuals. And for pet boarding, even more important.
Right. Show those pups running around your awesome yard, those cats all cozy in their little condos,
Fine.
photos, videos, the good stuff. That's what makes people connect emotionally.
An emotional connection that leads to bookings, right?
You got it. When people feel good browsing your site, they trust you more. Oh, and here's an idea. A blog. Have you thought about that?
A blog? Seems like a lot of work, keeping that updated.
It can be, but it's also a way to become the expert, share tips on pet care, what to pack for boarding, all that.
So it's like helpful info that also shows your stuff.
Exactly. And it helps with SEO, too.
SEO. Wait, that's the search engine stuff, right?
Yep. Search engine optimization, basically how to get your website found on Google.
Oh, yeah, that's important. If someone searches pet boarding Logan, we want to be at the top of the results.
That's the goal. And a blog with good content, that helps a lot.
Okay, so we're blogging away. What else can we do for this SEO thing?
Keywords are huge. Got to use the right words throughout your site.
So like dog boarding, cat boarding, Logan, stuff like that.
You got it, but it's got to sound natural. No, just stuffing keywords everywhere. It's about having good content and using those words naturally.
Okay, keywords, check. Anything else? This SEO is complex.
Backlinks, those are important too. It's when other websites link to your website.
The more links, the better.
Kinda. It's more like the more quality links, the better.
Yeah.
Google sees that and thinks, hey, this site must be legit. Other people are vouching for it.
So how do we get these backlinks? Go around begging people to link to us.
No, not quite. Having awesome content that people want to share, that's the best way. Or maybe team up with other pet businesses in Logan, link to each other.
All right, so SEO, that's all about getting found on Google. But once they're on our site, got to keep them there, right?
That's where UX comes in, user experience, basically how pleasant the site is to use.
So it's not enough to be pretty, it got to be functional too.
Totally. Easy to navigate, clear what to do next, no dead ends or confusing stuff.
And once they've found what they need, how do we get that booking?
Call to action. That's the clear instruction telling them what to do.
Like, book your pet stay today. Bold and obvious?
Exactly. Or get creative, maybe a first-time discount or a special promotion you're running.
Ooh, got to make it tempting. But it's not just about getting new clients, right? We want the old ones to come back.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you build a strong business.
The website can help with that too.
For sure. Think loyalty programs, special offers just for returning clients. Even something small, like a birthday message for their pet. People love that.
Oh, that's cute. Makes them feel special.
It all adds up to a great customer experience, so they choose you again and again. And one more thing about how the site feels. It's not just what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh, you mean like the tone? Should we be super formal or more fun?
It's your brand voice, the personality that comes through in your writing.
So for pet boarding, gotta be warm, welcoming, show you love animals.
Exactly. But also professional, reliable. People got to trust you with their fur babies.
It's a balance. Gotta find that sweet spot.
Your website is where that voice really shines through. Make it count. Oh, and can't forget about data. That's crucial these days.
Date, like numbers and stuff.
Yep. Your website's a goldmine of info, tells you who's visiting, what they're doing.
So we can see how many people are coming, what pages they're looking at.
Exactly. There are tools for that. Google Analytics is a big one.
Okay, so data helps us see what's working, what's not. But with all this stuff to think about, where do we even start?
That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, it depends. Every pet boarding business is different. What works for one might not work for another. But here's a tip. Start with your goals. What do you want this website to do?
Okay, let's say our goal is simple. More bookings.
Perfect. Then you focus on the stuff that drives those bookings.
So that online booking system front and center, those calls to action I was talking about.
Exactly. And make sure they're working well, not just that you have them.
So checking the data, seeing how many people actually click those buttons.
There are even tools that show you where people click on your pages. It's wild.
Wow, so data is key, but sounds like it could get overwhelming too.
It can be, but there's lots of help out there, people who specialize in this stuff.
So for our listener who's ready to make their website amazing, what's the first step?
Time to put all this into action. Look at your site now, what needs work, then prioritize what's going to get you closest to your goals. Don't be afraid to try new stuff.
The website's never really done, is it? Always got to be improving.
The internet's always changing, got to keep up. But most importantly, have fun with it. This is your business, your passion. Let that come through.
That's great advice. But wait, we forgot one thing. Accessibility. Got to make sure the website works for everyone, right?
Oh, absolutely. Accessibility is huge and often gets overlooked. You got to make sure people with disabilities can use the site too, folks who use screen readers and such.
Okay, so how do we do that? Make it accessible.
Lots of ways. Clear language,
Sure.
descriptions for all the images, good color contrast. Got to make sure people can use the site even without a mouse, just their keyboard.
Those are all great points. It's about being welcoming to everyone.
And it's not just the right thing to do, it's good business sense too. More people can use your site means more potential customers.
Wow, we've covered a ton in this deep dive. It's amazing how much goes into a good website.
From the basics to the really advanced stuff, it's been a journey.
I feel like I've learned so much, but there's got to be more, right?
There's always more. But for now, we're going to wrap up part 2 here.
Stick with us, though, because in the final part, we're going to bring it all together. How to take all these pieces and create a website that truly shines. You won't want to miss it. Okay, we've talked about so much stuff for pet boarding websites. Virtual tours, online booking, making it mobile-friendly, SEO, even accessibility. It's a lot to take in.
It is. We've gone from the nuts and bolts to the fancy stuff. But now comes the fun part, bringing it all together.
So what's the magic trick? How do we go from okay website to amazing website?
Imagine you're baking a cake.
Yeah.
You can have all the best ingredients in the world, but got to mix them right, bake it at the right temp.
Ooh, I love baking analogies. Keep going.
So at a website, it's about integration, making sure all those pieces we talked about, they work together.
So it's not just having a virtual tour on a blog, it's making sure they fit the overall feel.
Exactly. Your website's telling a story about your business. Every page is part of that story.
And the story for pet boarding, that's got to be about awesome care, peace of mind for the owners.
For sure, but also what makes your place special, your personality.
So how do we find that story and make sure it's consistent throughout the site?
Starts with your brand identity. What are your core values? What makes you you?
Okay. Let's say our values are compassion, safety, and fun. We want people to know their pets are loved, safe, and having a blast,
Love it. Now, how do you show that on the website?
I guess. The words we use, lots of pics of happy pets playing, highlight our safety stuff.
Bingo. Every little thing reinforces those values, creates one clear experience.
And it's not just about the looks, right? It's got to work well, too.
Absolutely. User-friendly, remember, that's part of the story, too.
So easy to navigate, loads quickly, all that stuff we talked about before.
Yep, make it a joy to use the site. People will appreciate that.
And once they've booked, we want them to come back for more.
Oh, for sure. Building those relationships is key.
So the website can be part of that?
Totally. Share pet care tips, offer special deals to returning clients, that kind of thing.
Maybe even those birthday messages for the pets. That's a cute touch.
It all shows you care. That's what makes people loyal.
All right, so we've got all that. Making it look good, work well, building those relationships. Anything else?
One last bit of wisdom. Don't be afraid to experiment. The internet changes all the time.
So try different things, see what works.
Exactly. Different calls to action, new types of content, track your data, see what people respond to.
So it's never really finished, always tweaking and improving.
Exactly. The more you learn about your audience, the better your site can be.
Wow. This whole deep dive has been amazing. So much to think about.
Me too. It's been fun exploring all this with you.
I feel like I've got a roadmap now to make our website really stand out.
That's the goal. Building a great website takes work, but it's worth it.
When you see those happy pet parents and their wagging tails, that's the best reward.
Couldn't agree more. That's what it's all about.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive on pet boarding websites. Thanks for joining us. We hope this has given you tons of ideas to make your website the best it can be. Remember, it's all about showcasing your love for pets and making things easy for those pet parents. Until next time, happy boarding.